keeps me moving. Beep, 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 beep.
You're watching the Prepared Mind Network, so get prepared for one hell of a show.
They want to eliminate what they call the deep state. The deep state is a cadre of professionals dedicated to honoring the Constitution, the laws of this country, and carrying out the policies of the Congress and the President. The deep state dedicated to carrying out the policies of the President. The deep state dedicated to carrying out the policies of the President.
Welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. Number 1, October 4th. I have not turned into a slobbering, drooling, disembodied zombie, and neither have you. I've checked with people from the East Coast to the West Coast, as far north as South Chicago, as far south as North Miami. Anyways, here we are, and we're good on that. And folks, I'm in a good mood. I have been extremely busy, extremely thirsty, extremely everything with work, life, etc. And I'm in a good mood because I think I've been kicking everyone's ass. And anyways, here we are. Let me switch over here. So I got the man here on the signal. Okay. All right. Checking in with you, man. Man's here. Waiting for Jolene to check in. But hey, we've got a good crowd, good turnout. We are the Prepared Mind channel with the daily Q&A from you guys, the inner circle. But I'm going to do my monologue, folks. It has been a hell of a day. Last night, they voted to get rid of McCarthy. And they put in some guy who's supposed to be an ally of his, but he's done some very interesting things. It has been an intriguing 24 hours. Now, Nancy Pelosi, she's so sad. She's in California for Dianne Feinstein's funeral. You know, I don't give a shit. Too bad. She had her fucking chance to go away and die peacefully and whatever. But she had to just stay in her power seat, just like, well, Nancy Pelosi, who won't leave and go away, just like Mitch McConnell, who won't leave and go away, just like Joe Biden, who's going to stay in office as long as he can. Yeah, Dianne Feinstein, yes, she pulled her own Ruth Bader Ginsburg, falling asleep, falling apart, wouldn't leave. I don't think anything Dianne Feinstein ever did benefited me in any way, or America for that matter. I don't give a shit anymore. There's no sense in being nice to people who want to kill you for real. Literally. Now, Pelosi's gone. Doesn't matter. The Speaker Pro Tem, El Nerdo himself with his little red bow tie, had the balls, thank God, to do what needed to be done, and that was evict Nancy Pelosi from a special, they call them hidden rooms, whatever, doesn't matter, her office. Pow! And Hakeem Jeffries staffers had to go and clean Pelosi's office out. Take her trash, get it the hell out of there, throw her shit in some bags. The room was rekeyed. Pelosi, good. Here it is, folks. The bullshit storm of bullshit has been kicked off. You want action in D.C.? Good. We need to support this and more of it, folks. Bring it on, bitches, Democrats. Look what they've done to our country. Look what they want to do to this country, folks. The zombie frequency they put out today, it didn't kill me. Unfortunately, it hasn't taken out all of the douchebags we wanted to, but no, too bad. Another false alarm. That's all right. We were prepared either way. But Nancy Pelosi has been kicked out of her office. Good. Good. She is nothing more than just a standard little congressperson. I think it's actually really good. And then get this. The reason I showed Steny Hoyer, Mr. Deep State Lover, right? Steny Deep State Lover Hoyer, who thinks they're a cadre of real America. No, sorry. Fuck you, Steny Hoyer. And Speaker Pro Tem, well, let's give him a name, shall we? McHenry. Not McCarthy, McHenry. He has also ordered former Majority Leader Steny Hoyer out of his Capitol building hideaway office. Why do they get to hide away? Aren't they supposed to be public servants? Right? The political carnage has begun, folks. Pelosi was evicted from her office. Now Steny can GTFO and FO all together. Bam, it's go time in DC. Folks, it's here. The political fighting in DC that we've wanted, we need to encourage, because the fight needs to be there in Washington, DC, right there, up that way, just a few miles past the Mason-Dixon line. Right? North of where? Yeah. North. They need to go to hell up there. And we need to send our representatives to go there to fight these evil bastards. And I'm glad it has happened. Good. We need to encourage it, and we need to support the fight up there. Now, to make things even more ridiculous, to show how the deep state, the anti-Trumpers, the anti-American, anti-Republic, in many cases, they're traitors. To give another example, I want you to listen to this bullshit here. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Get ready for this. Mitch the Glitch McConnell. That's right, the guy who just and freezes. He freezes. So someone comes up, puts a key in his back and winds it up a little more, or shocks him with a fucking taser, or just puts him on a dolly and hand carts him away. Mitch the Glitch McConnell says that the House of Representatives should scrap the, quote, motion to vacate rule. And he says it makes the Speaker's job impossible. Well, the motion to vacate rule has been in place forever. All of a sudden, it makes the Speaker's job impossible? Folks, remember that little thing that Jen Red Dumbass Psaki used to say? I'll circle back to that. I'll circle back to this. Stand by. I don't fuck around. I get to it. We all need to get to it. I don't fuck around with these people. I'll call them to the carpet. McConnell, Mitch the Glitch, go fuck yourself, you old bastard. He's ruining this country. He says that they should scrap the, quote, motion to vacate rule. Why is that? Why does he think it's made the Speaker's job impossible? What has the Speaker been doing, former Speaker McCarthy? He's been screwing us over. He's been doing whatever the fuck he wants. He's been selling us out. He's been giving in to Biden. He's been working on his knees. Hell, he's been working on his knees so much he's been making Kamala Harris jealous. Love the satire. I don't care if you don't like my version of satire, because if you're here, you know it. You know why you're here. You need to be prepared, and you know it. You need to be prepared, and you know it. The shit that's going on is happening for a reason, and you know it. We all know it. This is fucking great what is going on. I want the fight in DC to take off, because I don't want them in our states, in our counties, in our cities, in our lives. I want the fight in DC. Mitch McConnell says we should scrap the motion to vacate. His good buddy, Kevin Do-Nothing Shitheel McCarthy, got his ass kicked out using the motion to vacate rule. And it was put in place for a reason, and it worked. He's been screwing us over, selling us out. How fucking long did it take to get to the impeachment? And he had to be forced. Now, the Speaker is not God. All right, let's take him down a step. He is not a dictator. Sorry. He's not the president, not even close. Literally, not even close. He's the Speaker of the House. That is it. He doesn't get to have an easy job. He has to respond to the will of the people. He needs to do what's right. He needs to follow his oath. Folks, that's why shit has hit the fan, because people in Washington won't. Once again, that's what this channel is about, getting prepared, shit hitting the fan. What the fuck is happening? What do we do about it? How do we help? How do we make things better? Yada, yada, yada. That's it. This is what this is about. This is the fucking war cry right now. These people in DC need to hear about it from us. Mitch McConnell, Mitch the glitch fucktut. Just that guy. I don't like him. I don't like him. Says the House should scrap the motion to vacate because he wants rhino Republicans, if they happen to have the majority in the House, to suck up and just everything socialist Democrat, middle of the road, rhino sellout, washed out piece of shit crap balls that they are. You can probably guess I've got a little bit of pent up frustrazione going on. This is what they're about, folks. Tying their hands behind their own backs and pretending like they have no power so that the agenda, the anti-American agenda, can go forward. Well, it's been stopped. Thank you, Matt Gaetz. Thank you for fucking being one out of 435 people in the House of Representatives to have the balls, the spine, the cojones, the huevos, the onions to do something. And he did, and it worked. And they tried voting to, I'll just get rid of this. And people were like, fuck you. And then they voted to get rid of him, McCarthy, and they did. Now, I say to McConnell, you stay in the Senate, you crusty asshole. The House of Representatives isn't the Senate. It is not your domain, you rhino a-hole. And fuck Kentucky for putting him in that power and keeping him there. I don't care how many jobs he's brought back to his constituents. All he's done is fuck the rest of us over to get there. Just like McCarthy, just like every other politician who will screw over everyone else to make sure his voters put him in power. See, what McConnell wants is McCarthy to have had the power, the control files, the dictatorial control, the heavy-fisted bullshit like Nancy Pelosi pulled on people. She fisted everyone she could. Trust me. To keep her power. And McCarthy couldn't do it. He's such a weak, linguini spine pussy that he couldn't even keep power over the Republicans. Thank God again for Matt Gaetz. And yeah, I'm on a fucking horse. I'm on a tirade tonight. On YouTube, share this fucking right up there. Internet address, share it. On YouTube, hit the thumbs up. Get this shit out. What the hey? I'll tell you what the hey is, folks. It's go time. Now, I'm going to circle back the way Jen Psaki never could. All she could do is circle jerk. You know what that is. Let me circle back. Marge Taylor Greene is now supporting Trump for Speaker of the House. He was put up as a potential for Speaker of the House. Did you know that they could pull anyone off the street and nominate them to be Speaker of the House? Did you know that that rule existed? It's kind of like Governor Newsom in California. He's got a vacated seat in the U.S. Senate, and he can pick anyone he wants to represent California in the Senate. So what does he do? Does he go find a Californian? No, he goes and finds a black lesbian in fucking Maryland. And she's busy pulling all her shit down about where she lives. Fucking jerk offs. Okay. You want to play those fucking games? Put Trump in as Speaker. I'm circling back, Mitch McConnell. You paying attention, you old crusty fuck? Hang on to your hat. Would Mitch the Glitch McConnell say they need to scrap the motion to vacate? Will he say that when Trump is Speaker of the House? Oh no, the first thing he'd be doing is do motion to vacate, motion to vacate, motion to vacate. Someone motion to vacate to get that Trump out of there. They don't want Trump in there with the motion of vacating scrapped. That's the first thing they're going to try and do, is they'll all get up And they'll all scream motion to vacate. Let's have a vote. Let's have a vote. Oh, that fucking head exploding is going to be wild. I want them to take this seriously. Put Trump in there. It is time to start acting like Republicans and want this country back. Trump is not the most conservative guy. Trump is not the constitutional authority that I think we should have. Trump is not a lot of things. Trump is not the president that we're hoping he could be, which is George fucking Washington with Andrew Jackson's attitude, Ronald Reagan's brilliance. But he's Trump. He's the president I guess we deserve. Folks, it's on. It is on. I say put him in there. Right now, the president of the United States, Joe Fucknuts Biden, let's go Brandon, that guy. The president of the United States is using his executive authority to dictate to the Attorney General, the Department of Justice, to attack his prime political opponent and the political opponent of all Democrats and the political opponent of the establishment and the deep state. And they're attacking him and trying to get, and the best they can do is what they've done. Yeah, that's all they've got on the guy. How bad is Trump if that's all the fuck they got? What, they don't have anyone to stand up and make false rape charge? Well, they tried that one old bat. They don't have much, do they? Or they'd have used it. They would have used it. Trust me on this. Get your comments down below. It's going to be your turn soon. McConnell has no fucking business talking about the House of Representatives. Period. He's in the Senate. They're supposed to be above that. The Senate was based off of the House of Lords Parliament bullshit. I'm too good for everyone else. I'm going to feed fucking snap. Fuck you, McConnell. Stay in the Senate until you keel over because you won't give up your power. They don't trust anyone else. They don't want to give up their power. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, Mitch McConnell, Dianne Feinstein, gone. They're fucking fossils, all of them. They've got the energy of a slug, the mentality of a fucking dormouse. Sellouts, every last one of them. Why are they so afraid of Trump? What are they so worried about? I'll tell you what they're afraid of. I'll tell you what they're worried about. Being exposed for what they are. They're not just frauds, folks. They're criminals and they're traitors. And they fucking know it. And if we knew 1/10 of what they actually do behind the scenes, well, there'd be a call for blood in the streets, except who's going to prosecute them? The fucking FBI is going to investigate? Yeah, fat fucking chance. The Attorney General and Department of Justice is going to prosecute? No way in hell. They won't even prosecute fucking Hunter, who's been caught snorting coke, smoking crack, hookers and blow. Let me continue. They are deathly afraid of Trump. If you think Trump is on their side, well, you can have those thoughts. It can certainly be supported by a number of theories, both conspiratorial and valid theories. That said, why do they hate him so much? Why do they not want him in power so much? Why? Well, let's find out. Let's put him in the speaker's seat and see why and see what happens next. I'm tired of this pussyfooting around, playing fucking games, incremental socialism, bullshit ghost threats from the, every known bureaucracy known to man trying to keep us in line. They know they don't have the real authority to rule over us, folks. All they can do is push and try and scare us. Fuck DC. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17, go fuck yourself otherwise. I'm not in any of those jurisdictions. Like I said, I'm not a constitutional scholar, but I've read the parts that fucking matter. Am I on a tirade? Ooh, man, am I kind of ranting a bit? Thumbs up from Moo Man. Apparently I'm an asshole today. Chance favors the prepared mind. I've been waiting for something like this to happen. Here we are. Yep. The microphone's on. Let's get it on. McConnell says motion to vacate should be gotten rid of. Put Trump in there. Watch how fast he changes his fucking mind. He won't, folks. They won't. They would die. They would absolutely die. Now, is Trump going to get it, or is it going to be Jim Jordan, or is it going to be Steve Scalise? These other guys, folks, who have talked good talks, but when it comes to actually doing the things we need, Jim Jordan, Steve Scalise, they're working behind the scenes. They're pushing for that House Speaker role. Hey, 10 years ago, 20, 30 years ago, I would have said these guys would be great. Today, no. Stop threatening them. I'm going to subpoena you. No. Don't threaten them. Just do it. And then charge them with a crime. Obstruction. Obstruction, right, of everything that they're doing in Congress, trying to... all they've done is play games. For years, Jim Jordan has just played games with these fucking people. All through the Trump administration, played games. Put Trump in there. I want to see some real fucking power get thrown around. If anybody will use his ego and his testicles to get shit done from the speaker's seat, it would be Trump. If anyone would do everything he can to frustrate Biden, it would be Trump. Can you imagine? Can you imagine this? Cast your mind. Joe Biden wants to sit behind the Resolute desk and meet with the leader of the Senate and the leader of the House and discuss legislation. Do you think for a fucking second that Joe Biden would sit in the Oval Office with Trump as Speaker of the House? The government would come to a grinding fucking halt. Do you think for a second that Biden wouldn't get impeached? Well, there are many seconds under fucking McCarthy where I'm like, yeah, nothing's going to happen. He's dragging his feet. He's fucking slow walking shit. Done. Done. After all the attempts to screw Trump over in court, out of court, civilly, criminally, federal court, state court, I think and I hope he's had enough. And if they put him in that position, he would kick the living shit out of these people, at least have one hell of a good fight. Have a hell of a good fight. This is amazing. Donald Trump, considered Speaker of the House at this time, and he says, hey, quote, we'll do whatever is best for the country. He agrees to serve as the Speaker of the House. That would be unprecedented in American political history for a former president to step into the role of Speaker of the House. This was the best possible answer he could have given. We'll do whatever is best for the country. Now, Trump's ego, we know it's whatever is best for Trump. Sure, it would be good for the country too, to have a soul-searching free-for-all in Washington, D.C. Just fucking flip the board and the table, cards fly everywhere, and a free-for-all. The best possible answer, the Democrats, the socialists, the communists, the rhinos, they are triggered beyond capacity of reason right now. Kicking Nancy out, kicking Steny Hoyer out, get the fuck out of your offices. Firing McCarthy, done. Fucking Mitch McConnell wants to step up. I think they should vacate the rule, and it's impossible for this. Shut up. Right? Bitch slap that guy right off the fucking microphone. He'll go over there and have a fucking glitch fit. Right? The best possible answer, trigger all of these people. They need to have a vote. They need to have a Speaker of the House vote and find out who will not vote for Trump. And then you know who the fucking rhinos are. It just wouldn't be good for the country. No. What's not good for the country is a bunch of trans LGBT drag queens talking to our children, a bunch of trans LGBT drag queens in the fucking military, in the Pentagon, in the White House, hanging pride flags everywhere. No, and no. It's over, folks. The stupid is over. The fight is on. How many times have you watched two people And one of them wants to play the jackass and just frustrate the hell out of the other guy until finally it comes to blows. And not the kind of blows that trannies like. Fisticuffs. I'm not talking about violence, folks. I'm talking about political fighting. Like I said, I would like to have George Washington's morals, Andrew Jackson's fire, and Ronald Reagan's articulation. Not that Andrew Jackson couldn't say shit more like me, and not that George Washington didn't have the capacity intellectually. I just don't know if George Washington would be dropping F-bombs. That's why I want a little bit of Andrew Jackson's fire under his ass. Trump right now is about the best we're going to get. May as well play your best fucking card when you're down in the game and there aren't many chips left on your side of the table. Forgive the poker discussion there, the poker analogy. Now, where are we at? 26 fucking minutes, huh? All right, I got two more things I'm going to go through. Then it's your turn, your questions, your comments, your thoughts, your criticisms, your criticisms. Oh, phone got me. No, it didn't. FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, has created a new terrorism category for what? Religious wackos from the Middle East? Drug lord insurgents and cartels. Could the FBI create a new terrorism category for arms dealers? No, it's for Trump supporters. How fucking about that? Heading into the 2024 election season, the FBI has a terrorism category for people like you or me who might or do or could or will or have supported Trump. Talk about King George quality, chill the support, election interference, and a big fuck you to the people of this country. Trying to scare people into not supporting Trump. Though they'll let people know about this, they just did. I just let you know. We all fucking know now. A terrorism category for you and me. It's not just Trump supporters, it's anyone who does not support the diversity, equity, and inclusion, the critical race theory, the BLM Antifa, the LGBTQIQ plus 123 XYZ crowd. If you don't support any of that, you'll be on this fucking list, folks. Well, I'm sure every new terrorism category has terrorism subcategories. You're on a fucking list. They want to get people afraid. Well, in fact, I'm not afraid. I am less afraid today than I was yesterday. I'm more certain that I am correct. Intellectually, historically, factually, and fucking morally. I have a right to be morally outraged at these perverts and scumbags in DC. You do too. Now, what is the platform we've been forced to choose? Oh, you want free speech, John? You want to keep talking? Really? Then you've got to be satirical. Well, a lot of people don't like my sense of humor, and fuck them anyways. Fox News, though, they got trolled, folks. They got trolled. Guess what? Oh, yeah. Fox News out there had a satire expert troll the living shit out of them over, well, the mass shooting at the university in Baltimore, Morgan State University. Now, I'm going to read through a gatewaypundit.com article because it has some highlights that I think will help illustrate the need for satire and to show you your power. The power of satire, humor. Mark Twain, a.k.a., well, it would be Samuel Clemens, a.k.a. Mark Twain. Great American author and satirist, a smart-ass person, right? He's a smart-ass in literature. Samuel Clemens, Mark Twain. Satire works, folks. It's been around a long time, and it's been used to make the point politically. Now, back to this thing about Fox News being, well, the butt end of a joke. and they got it last night. They were covering the shooting at the Baltimore University. And there was a man named Tyrone who Fox News thought was a student and a witness to this shooting, this terrible crimes. Well, Fox News was mistaken. Tyrone, folks, was actually a Tucker Carlson supporter and fan. And he let Fox have it. He fucking pranked the shit out of them. He said that he and his friends watch Tucker Carlson on X, Twitter, since he is no longer on Fox News. Tyrone was supposed to be there to talk about being a witness to this terrible shooting and tragic crime, mass shooting. But he pointed out, folks, that Tucker is doing better without Fox News as his network, right? And the anchor chick there, Trace Gallagher, was dumbstruck, which is not far from the usual anyways. So let me go to the transcript, folks. Trace Gallagher said, "We've got Tyrone on the phone with us now. When you say poker game, what exactly transpired?" So Tyrone, right? Tyrone, who is actually Mark Dice, YouTuber, humorist, satirist, patriot, Mark Dice. He says, well, first of all, we all get together every Tuesday night and watch Tucker Carlson's show on X. We used to watch him on Fox News, but obviously he's not there no more. So he says, and still being the most credible guy here in America, we always get together to watch Tucker Carlson. And obviously he is doing better now because he is not with Fox News. But the corporate media always controls what the teleprompter readers are able to say. And now, right, you got that far. Gallagher says, thank you, Tyrone. Clearly that was not a student at Morgan State University. Folks, Mark Dice crapped all over Fox News. He pranked them. He screwed them over. He exposed them. He fucked with them. How many people watched Fox News and went, what? He's on X, he's on Twitter? What do you mean there's a teleprompter and that Fox controls what people can say? Waking people up, folks, red pilling them. Tyrone, huh? Tyrone! That was not Tyrone, folks. It was Mark Dice. He is like you and me. He's a smart aleck. He is a driven patriot trying to make America better. And I want you to know that me and you, all of us, are far more powerful and smarter than the mainstream media, which plays us as fools. They have been pranked, tricked, and treated. Catch my Halloween joke there. They've been pranked, tricked, and treated to a higher level. So fuck you to Fox. I tell you what, it has been one hell of a day. A lot of crazy shit going on. I've got more stuff to talk about, more thoughts, but I've already gone a little bit long here on the old timeroo. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to flip the show over to you guys. Let one rip. Let's see what you want to talk about. Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense. That's what you need to deal with zombies. That's what you need to deal with any problem that occurs. Has anyone heard of anyone keeling over from the emergency broadcasting system message? Is anyone? Mr. Ooman, let's do this. Who called total bullshit on 10-4? I think that was he's got a little finger pointing. This guy, Ooman, that's who, giving himself a star and a participation trophy and laughing at the fools who believe the fear porners and doomers. Now, here's what oh shit, he's got more. He says, just more Q nonsense without the Q. If you still believe there's someone out there that can put a date and time on an event, you might be a gullible moron. Sorry, can't be nice about it anymore. Well, Ooman continues. The latest can they set up to kick down the road. The latest can they set up to kick down the road is that the EAS activated something that will take 7 to 14 days to incubate. If you worry or believe about that, you are a moron. All right, man. Let me weigh in here. Okay. I tell you what. Here's how I see it. If I was in power, if I was part of the deep state, a patriotic cadre interested in overthrowing the United States Republic and Constitution, if I was a member of the deep state, the Bilderbergs, the Illuminati, the bad guys, if I was a member of their club, the last thing I would ever do is tell the world when I'm going to fucking kill them all, or try to kill them all, or set in motion any set of plans that was intended for me to accomplish my agenda, my goals of destroying America and taking over everything. You don't do that. You just don't. Because what you do is you incite people to action if you try it and they survive. Put yourself in the position of one of these billionaires. Why doesn't George Soros take out advertising time on Fox, ABC, CNN, CBS, YouTube, Google, Facebook, and just sit there and say, I'm a very crusty old guy. I hate this fucking country called America. I'm going to do everything I can to destroy it. And if anyone starts dying or we have a pandemic or anything bad, it's my fault because I funded it and told you what day it's going to happen. No, they don't do that. No, they hide. They hide. They're sneaky. They pay other people to do their dirty work. They keep their plans as well hidden as possible. That's my take on it. That's why I didn't worry about it. I was already prepared. I didn't do anything different. I didn't do anything different than I normally do every day. I always carry zombie killers in my 1911. Always. 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 Because zombie killers work on every other problem out there. It is the cure-all for stupid. Now, Mr. Ooman, I think you made your point. One of the reasons Ooman and many people want to call everyone who 100% bought into the fear porn. Now, some people are like, holy shit, I've never heard of anything like this happening. And they don't have the experience or the historical perspective that Ooman or I or many others have, and that they haven't seen this call to fear and action. And so they got duped into it. First timers, you've now been pranked by someone out there who wants to control your emotional response to a false claim. QAnon. Right? We all got cued. They tried sucking us in, but when their bullshit was detected, we started the R Syndicate. Right? Which has got more fact and truth behind it than anything QAnon ever had. Because nothing ever happened. I mean, they almost got me. I think that's how they do. They try and suck you in. Anyways, let's do this, shall we? Let's see what you want to talk about on this day today. If you got suckered into this 10-4 thing, 10-4, good buddy, they got you. It's okay. You'll live. The reasons to prep are still there. So let's see what we're going to talk about next. We got Chin Music. He says, I went to Uncle Chip's office this morning. For those in the know, no. For those not in the know, Chin Music. This Chin Music right here is in Congressional Representative Republican Chip's office. That's the first name. I can't remember the last name at the moment. Forgive me, Mr. Chin. Anyways, Chip's office. He is a Republican in Texas. And Chin Music is on the border of Mexico and Texas. He's witnessing firsthand all of the bullshit on the border and having to suffer the consequences. So Chin Music, being the man he is, who has gone into Chip's office before and basically let him know where the bear shits in the woods. So Chin says, yeah, I went into Uncle Chip's office this morning and blasted him for supporting McLunts. His aide gave a bullshit reason about party unity. I said, what good is unity behind shitty leadership? Want my vote? God bless you, Chin. He says, figure it out now. Figure it out. You want my vote? Figure it out. Folks, here's what I have to say about party unity. It's bullshit. Fuck party unity. I want loyalty to the people of the United States of America. I want an affirmation, understanding, and promise to live up to the oath they took. Fuck party unity. What does party unity look like? It looks like Mitch McConnell giving a reach around to Kevin McCarthy. That's what I fucking call party unity. Nancy Pelosi jumping in the coffin for a goodbye hug with Dianne Feinstein. That's party unity. Why don't they dig up Ruth Bader Ginsburg and have a multiple funeral for all of them together? Am I saying that to be macabre because it's Halloween? No, it's just how macabre they are. How grotesquely sick they are. This party unity shit. I want unity for America. No party. I want people to conform, not to the will of a bunch of lunatics, but to the will of common sense. Anyways, Chin, thank you very much. I'm glad you went into Chip's office and, well, chewed someone's ass for the bullshit. Party unity, fuck that. There's an oath, there's a constitution, there's a Declaration of Independence, a Bill of Rights, and what is the correct thing to do? Supporting McCarthy, he's a fucking turd. He's a liar, he's a cheat, he's a charlatan, he's a carpetbagger. And at least he's kicked out of the speaker's seat. Have I been vague about this at all, man? Have I been wishy-washy on my opinion about all of this? I'm trying not to beat around the bush. We need the fight to happen, folks, in Washington, D.C. You need to write, text, call, email your congressional representative and tell them what you believe. My suggestion is to tell them, put Trump in the speaker's seat and let's fix the problem. The problem is the snakes, the trolls, and the fairies in Washington who are doing all they can to destroy our country. They need to be exposed. Sunlight, folks, sunlight sterilizes viruses and bacteria. It kills them. That's right, folks. The ultraviolet rays in sunlight kills bacteria and viruses. Did you know that? Because in all truth, bacteria and viruses are weak. They cannot survive without a host because they're parasitic diseases. And I just named several parasitic diseases in Washington, D.C. that need the light of truth shined on them brightly. Let the ultraviolet rays of truth burn through their little thin skin. I'm not calling for violence, folks. I'm using analogy, metaphor, similes, etc. Let's do this. Let's move on to the next question, comment, statement. Mr. Man, who's up next? It is name redacted. He says, ridicule is extremely powerful in public sphere as taught and used by Saul Alinsky and Hillary. You chide me. Yeah. What do you think, Saul Alinsky? They want to ridicule. They do not want to be ridiculed. They want to criticize. They do not want to be criticized. They want to lie and not be called on it. That's why they want to censor and control free speech. Now, as I drove this morning, and the moment I clicked the off button during my zero Dark 30 broadcast, a thought occurred to me. I heard Hillary the Halloween witch. What difference does it make now, my pretties? Right? I heard that witch. What difference does it make now? If any of those congressional jackasses had half a fucking brain, they would have said, hold it right there, you disgusting bitch. What difference does it make now? Let me tell you what difference it makes now. Every person who is a patriotic servant for America no longer trusts you, Secretary of State bitch, and the federal government, Obama, as leadership, that they could be sent somewhere and hung out to dry, to die at any time. That's what difference it makes. Nobody trusts America. What difference does it make now? Our allies will not trust that they will be protected, secured, anything that they could expect a rescue, help, assistance, the way an ally would and should expect from another ally. That's what difference it makes now. Nobody trusts you, Hillary, or the government. What difference does it make now? The enemies of America are emboldened because they know the United States government is not trustworthy, does not stand up to any measure of moral standard that they should be afraid of. That's what difference it makes now. Hillary, you're ruining America. That's what difference it makes. You're a fucking criminal. That's the difference. Anyways, I just thought I would share that because you brought up Hillary. Thank you, name redacted. I have these thoughts all the time, folks, about what it is that's happening and doing, what needs to be said and done. Except I'm just one, not too little, I'm large by most standards, but I'm just one guy. One little pawn. Not even a pawn. What makes me more effective is that you guys spread the word all over the world. You could give the URL, the internet address, to one person, and they could give it to one person. Everyone could give it to one person, and everyone in the world could be affected if they passed it 6 times. 6 people deep is the whole planet. If you spread it to not one person, but 10, the internet address, you are now 10 times more effective at reaching the rest of the world. That is how social media works. By socializing facts, socializing truth, socializing our version of satire. It spreads the word, folks. Do it. And spread the word to your congressman. Whether you like Trump or really love Trump, or you don't care for Trump, he is, folks, the one who's willing to fight, seriously willing to fight against these people in DC. If it's just for his ego alone, it's enough to send that man there. Not because he's going to destroy anything. The Democrats and rhinos are already doing that without Trump's help. But to expose them for their lies, corruption, and other crimes and treason, I would love to have Trump in there. Make it happen. It's up to you guys. I can't make enough phone calls. I can't send enough emails. I can't project enough opinion through texts. It is through this venue right here, the Prepared Mind channel, that we have a starting platform to reach out to other internet platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, Google, whatever, and of course, YouTube. Spread the word, folks. The fight is on. It truly is. Wow, what a fucking day, I tell you. First, everything that's happening. Okay, man. 4-parter. That was good. I just fired up the secret squirrel communicator ring, Dakota ring. All right, who else do we have that wants to step up and have something to say? And it is longtime subscriber, supporter, Kelly, yep, it's me, aka Water Trucks. Says, I'm hearing that because Trump has been indicted on a felony, he can't be Speaker of the House. Something about the 18th court. I guess we're going to find out, aren't we? Guess we're going to find out. This legal battle, this lawfare, has been used against Trump. It's been used against America. They are holding free speech hostage. The felony charges, in my opinion, are bullshit. Judges are throwing them out left and right. He can't be Speaker of the House. I have no answer for that. I don't know if that's true or not, is what I'm saying. To be indicted in a political and politically corrupt way, I think speaks a lot. The fact that the people who are doing this and perpetrating it against Trump are, in fact, in my opinion, committing a crime. They are committing an election interference crime. They're committing a tortuous interference against everything Trump, his businesses, his bank accounts, his life. It is completely political. If you look at the people who are committing the acts, the legal, or shall I say illegal persecutions, because it's not prosecutions, it's persecutions. I think they should challenge it 100%. I think the House should pass a resolution that says, fuck that rule because it's bullshit. Where is it written that he can't be indicted because, he can't be Speaker of the House because of this indictment? Where is that in the Constitution? Where is that in the House rules? You see, once you get to that, the House rules, they can have a vote, a simple majority vote to change the House rules to allow someone to sit as Speaker of the House, despite the fact that they are currently embroiled in a politically motivated persecution in an election season. We are now within the election year. Trump has stated that he's going to be president of the United States again. He never stopped being a political candidate, a political opponent, a political, shall we say, person. If that's a rule, it can be wiped out. If they can get rid of the motion to vacate rule the way Turtle's shit-stained McConnell wants, they can surely change that rule. I don't know what the 8th court is that you refer to, Kelly. They also want to use the other constitutional amendments to say, oh, he's disqualified. He can't be president. He can't be Speaker of the House. He can't be anything. What it indicates is that they have been planning on using this as a way to handicap Trump, but it has just made him more powerful. Folks, if we didn't have Joe Biden in the White House and all of these absolute scumbags, socialists, communists, liars, cheats, thieves, just the most despicable human beings in office, if it was just any other year, any other time in American history, I would say, you know what, Trump, you've been indicted on a felony. I'm sure you have good intentions, but there are other people who are qualified to do the job, would do it as well as you. And therefore, the answer is no. We don't need to change any rules to accommodate, you. It's 2023. Joe Biden is in the White House. His son is a felon, a drug addict who has been running a money laundering, pay to play, at the very least, selling state secrets, access to politicians. That's just Joe and Hunter. Not to mention Jill and Jim. Not to mention Nancy Pelosi, Hillary Clinton, Mittens Romney, all running around the globe, making sure that their little cash cows are still squirting their cash milk all over the place. There's nothing in DC that I think is worse than these sanctimonious fucking hypocrites who are evil to the bone, folks. Right? Ugly as skin deep, evils to the bone. It's absolute crap, right? Trump said this himself outside the New York courtroom. He says, this is election interference. Our whole system is corrupt. And what I say is the entire Department of Justice and the Attorney General's office, not just the Attorney General himself, but the entire office needs absolute replacement. It needs to be cleansed. It needs to be disinfected because of what these people are and who they are. There are no friends in Washington, D.C. There's no friends of mine. There's no friends of Trump. It is populated exclusively with fruitcakes, and I mean fruitcakes. It is populated with scumbag thieves, people with their hand out, knowing that the entire money collection center for the United States of America is in Washington, D.C., where they vacuum suck the wealth out of everything that's created, and that money goes there, and they are there to line their pockets, to fund their lavish fruitcake lifestyles, whatever that may be. There's no friends in DC. They need to exterminate all the vermin. They don't need to drain the swamp. It's not just a swamp. And at one point, folks, DC was a swamp. It's not just a swamp, folks. It is a basin, a huge, massive basin of filth. Had it with these people. Fuck them. Election interference, it's worse than that, Trump. They're trying to destroy our country. It's not just about you, Trump. It's about all of us. So fight like you fucking mean it, man. Get in there. I'm all for it, folks. I'm all for it. Just like Marge Taylor Greene, right? She says, quote, we can make him speaker and then elect him president. He will make America great again. I don't think Trump can make America great again, folks. I think he can start one hell of a fight and get us down the road towards the real, shall we say, rejuvenation of the American dream. It won't be Trump that does it. It will be us that does it. George Washington was a great man, but he didn't win the American Revolution. The little guys, the little average guys who went out there and have been made tough as fucking iron in Valley Forge. They are the ones who won the war. George Washington just led them. Trump needs to lead us. There needs to be a leader that shows the people this is how we do it and then leads them in doing it. Trump can be one of us, but he's got to take the leadership role and be serious about what the real problem is. Anyways, the douchocrats need to be destroyed. Mr. Uman, do we have some more out there? I know we're running a little bit close to the end of the show. It's name redacted. He says, fuck it all. Our country has fallen and shown for what it is, along with these pieces of shit running it. It's snow shovel and push broom time. I kind of like that. I kind of like that. It is. Now, I mean, and I'm glad you said snow shovel and push broom, because that's how you clean up a mess. And how you clean up a political mess, well, we know what the proper push brooms and snow shovels are for that. They're also made out of cold steel. Now, I want you to continue to have a good sense of humor, right? To be positive as much as you can as we fight this fight. And I want to share one little story with you before we end this production. Thank you, name redacted. And this is it. There was a conference for women that was held, a tech conference for women. Imagine if there was a tech conference for men. Imagine that. No women allowed. Get the fuck out of here, women. They wouldn't like that, would they? How about a tech conference for white guys? Or how about a tech conference for black guys? How about a tech conference for cats and dogs? Right? It's just stupid. But, you know, people are like, okay, women's, you do what you want, right? Anyways, I just think it's just stupid. But they tried having a tech conference for women. And men showed up. And they registered as non-binary. They gave these fucking idiots a taste of their own medicine. Woke attendees were crying and sniveling that men showed up at a tech conference for women. They claimed to be non-binary. These fucking leftist idiots. It was the Grace Hopper celebration in Orlando, Florida. And all they had to do was register as non-binary, make the claim that they're not men. These people deserve to be shown what a bunch of idiotic hypocrites they are. We all need to fight back, folks. I thought this was fucking brilliant. Use their own stupid rules against them. Fight fire with fire, right? If they want to ridicule and criticize us, let's ridicule and criticize them, and then use, folks, our wit to fight back. And they literally, folks, the woke-tards were leaving in literal tears. That's how stupid they are. Cracks me the hell up. These people are that stupid. And then when their stupidity is exposed, it shows how effective truth and reality really is. I think it's a good time. I think it's some funny shit. Keep your sense of humor, in other words, folks. We've got a lot of work to do. Keep a positive attitude. We've got a lot of work to do. Chance favors the prepared mind. Call your congressional representatives. Fuck the senators. Your congressional representatives. Call them and tell them, put Trump in office as speaker. Make a point of telling them, right, you will vote them out if they don't. Tell them that. Now, what's amazing, folks, is this is a time when you are far more powerful than anyone who's voting. This is the time when your vote actually matters a whole lot more than it does. They'll get thousands of phone calls, folks, instead of hundreds of thousands of votes. What would you rather have, right? What makes you more powerful, to be one of 1,000 or one of 1,000,000? Clearly, folks, you are more powerful if you're one of the voices that reaches them. Whereas in an election, you're just a statistic. You're just a number. You're just a percentage. If you're a voice that comes down there, kind of like chin music, bangs on the door and says, we're going to fucking talk, you're a lot more powerful than you would be just putting in an anonymous ballot. Chance favors the prepared mind. Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense. Get prepared for the real deal. The real deal. And shit, now I did it. I fucking did it. Now I got to tell you what I mean by that. The real deal. Oh, there's a real deal right here, folks. I'm going to give it to you. In Germany, Antifa have poisoned a political freedom government official, Tino Schrupala. And another AFD politician, Alice Weidel. They're in hiding. Death threats, violence, poisoning. This is what they're doing, folks. They call it protecting democracy. I call it terrorism and murder. This is what we should expect in America. we should expect real hatred and violence from these leftists. Not cell tower, high-tech attacks, which are possible, just unlikely, especially us hearing about it beforehand. This is real. Political attacks on all of us. I expect it to happen here in the next 12 months and then some. Chance favors the prepared mind. I know yours is. Stand up for what's right and make those phone calls to your reps. We'll see you guys next time.